Yeah, hello guys. Thank you for tuning in on this channel. So today we are going to learn about Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? So before we go further, we would like to give you a welcome disclaimer. So thank you for joining our channel today. And the information provided in this presentation is based on our own research. So it's for education purposes only, and it should be used only as a guide. So always conduct your own research before making your own personal decision, because we are not giving you financial advice. We are educating you more about Bitcoin. So for education purpose only, we will encourage you to do your own research. Yeah. So thank you for joining us. Let us move to the next. Yeah. So what is Bitcoin? This is like one of the biggest questions that no one can answer, but we aim to answer that question. So we will uncover how you can make informed decision with Bitcoin and show you step-by-step guide to getting started with Bitcoin. And remember, we are not giving you any financial advice. So from Bitcoin African Story. So why should you pay attention? Well, it's all started. It all started 1 week ago when a friend of mine told me that he was having issue with his bank and he was restricted from using his bank to go and get goods for his store. And I see this as a major problem that most people are facing and will soon face in the future. That is why I see Bitcoin as the best alternative. So in this presentation, we'll give you a clear understanding of what you need to know about Bitcoin, and also so you won't be just like my friend was. So we're going to actually learn from his mistake and show you how Bitcoin works. Yeah, so before we dive in, who are we? We are Bitcoin African Story, a non-profit Bitcoin only project initiated to facilitate the widespread of Bitcoin adoption through education. And for now, Nigeria is the focus, but Africa is the goal. So if you're Nigerian and you're watching this, just know that this for you. And also if you're in another part of the country, well, still sticking, because there's a lot you can learn from this. Yeah. And for anyone who wants to reach us directly, you can reach us on X at story_Bitcoin. Yeah, and on Facebook, Bitcoin African Story, and our channel, which is Bitcoin African Story also. So you can reach us through this medium if you need any help. But there's a special bonus, in fact, a big time bonus for those who wait till the end this. Yeah, so I hope you don't miss this bonus. So let's study about the basics of Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? According to International Human Rights Foundation, Bitcoin is freedom money. Yeah, most of you would think of Bitcoin as a crypto or something sort of that, but we are giving you a new perspective of Bitcoin in terms of how we see it over here in Nigeria, how I see it here. So Bitcoin is freedom money, and thanks to the HRF, they have given us a clear description: freedom money. So when you are seeing Bitcoin here, you are seeing freedom money, and we will explore how Bitcoin is freedom money. Yeah. So let us move down. So Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency. Bitcoin is inflation resistant due to its fixed supply of 21 million coins. Bitcoin is accessible to everyone, which can be a means of global transaction. Yeah. So Bitcoin can be spent, saved, earned, bought, and used at the same time. So Bitcoin gives us the opportunity to actually move on from the regular traditional bank. So Bitcoin is like an exit from that, giving us the financial freedom we need. So moving down to Bitcoin is decentralized. Okay, so let us up in the memory lane and look at what happened in Nigeria during the NSAS event. So you can see in these photos in the slides, I put up the photos where you can see the protester. It was a really serious thing, and a large sum of youths in Nigeria died because of this event. So what happened is that the government and the bank officials, they collaborated together to shut down the account of the activists and also the protesters. So those of them that are receiving funds from their followers, so they have to shut down their bank so that they cannot actually move on with the protest. So that's one thing about having your money in the bank. Once you have your money in the bank and you are doing something that you know that it is right and the government is trying to oppose you, the first thing they do is that they have to block your account. They restrict you from using your account. They shut you completely off. Yeah, but something happened on the 14th of October. So Jack Dorsey, the former founder of Twitter, which is now called X, so he had to empower the youth by putting up a post of telling his people, which is the Bitcoiners, to support the NSAS with Bitcoin. And at the end of this support, the protesters were able to carry on with their protest because they received support through Bitcoin. They received Bitcoin, which they convert to their naira to go on with their with their protest. So in this scenario, you can see Bitcoin as a tool for empowerment. So Bitcoin empowered the people of Nigeria. Yeah, so let us move on to the next slide. So Bitcoin is inflation resistant. So when you look at Zimbabwe inflation rate, you see that the Zimbabwe inflation rate soars to 175% this year. So imagine you saving your wealth before, like when the inflation rate was normal. Then you discovered within 2 years or 3 years the currency you saved your wealth is useless. So that is one thing about saving your money in your traditional bank. So once you save your money in your traditional bank, your money can lose its value. Whether is it by sanctioning, whether the US sanctions a country, or maybe it's by money printing, excessive printing of money, whereas the demand of the money is lower than the supply of the money. Or maybe it's from embezzlement, or maybe it's from too much of loan. So Bitcoin helps us to resist from all this inflation. And so, like when you save your money in Bitcoin, you are actually saving your money, storing your money in a place that cannot be inflationized. Your money is actually saved from inflation. So even if people save their 5 million in their normal traditional bank, and you save your 5 million in Bitcoin, and after 5 years, you find that the 5 million that you saved in your normal bank has lost its value. You cannot purchase what you purchased before. But if you save your money in Bitcoin, now you're 5 million. Even though if your currency devalue, you can withdraw your money with that same value of how it was before you put it. That's nothing about Bitcoin. Bitcoin saves us from inflation. Yeah. And for us not to fall as a victim of what Zimbabwe before, we need to take this as a measuring step. As you can see, just for one loaf of bread, this was the amount. This is the amount they are using to get one loaf of bread. It's close to 100,000 Zimbabwe dollars something. You can see for $50, see the amount of Zimbabwe notes they used to exchange it. And now Zimbabwe, they are trying to be smart, so they are trying to create $100 trillion bill. So this is what they call economic chaos. So they are at the point of chaos now, and Bitcoin is a tool for empowerment. Yeah. So it's good you know this now, because so when I try to search about what is the reason for the inflation, I noticed that in 2022 the inflation rate was 104.71%, and there was a decrease. There was an increase from 2021. So Zimbabwe inflation rate for 2021 was 98.55%. So what you can see is that there has been a high inflation rate in the side of Zimbabwe. So The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe blamed the hyperinflation on economic sanction imposed by the United States. So, according to Wikipedia, so they were like trying to find out the cause, and so they found out that the Zimbabwe Reserve Bank was trying to blame the US and the IMF and the European Union for sanctioning their economy. So this can happen to any economy, even in Nigeria, in South Africa, it can happen anywhere. So for those people that save their money in Bitcoin, then they will be safe from this. And even in Nigeria too, you can see our inflation rate is up to 34.119%. So if you think that as a Nigerian you are safe from this inflation, wake up, because you are not safe. Because as long as Bitcoin 21 million cap, because in Bitcoin it can only be 21 million Bitcoin that ever exist. So as long as 21 million is, and there's actually a stock to the Bitcoin production, that makes Bitcoin uninflatable. So Bitcoin is the exit ramp to all this inflation. So Bitcoin for global transaction. So Bitcoin and its L2 solution, which is Lightning, which is this logo that I put here, has been the best alternative for cross-border transaction, making it easier, cheaper, and more reliable for everyone to make global transaction. So in terms of this, as a Nigerian, when we are receiving our remittance from bank transfer or Western Union, when we are receiving money from our family abroad as Nigeria through this means, there's often a delay. Just yesterday, I was receiving someone sent to me from US through bank transfer, from Germany through bank transfer. So I had to wait 24 hours before I can see the transfer. So Western Union doesn't actually work as this bank transfer work, but it's still the same. It takes time. But in case of Lightning and Bitcoin, Bitcoin takes at least 10 minutes to confirm them. Then I can receive my payment, and Lightning takes a second for me to receive my payment. Let us go deep into this. So you can see here, this is a screenshot of me actually receiving Bitcoin from a brother in South Africa. So he transferred me 17,000, about 17,000 naira. So I received it immediately, sent it. And also, if you are using Future Phone, like all the button phone, you can actually access Bitcoin just like anybody else. So Bitcoin developers has made it easier for everyone to access Bitcoin. Yeah, so okay, so the reason behind all this money delay, when I searched it online, see what I saw. So it is because there's maybe bank are having their holiday, or maybe there's weekend delay, currency conversion delays, fraud detection and prevention measures, low international bank network, global event and natural. There's a lot of issues. All these are just the reasons behind the money transfer and the Western Union delay. But for Bitcoin, it's really fast, and even if you are using a Future Phone without any internet connection, you can actually access Bitcoin. Just as you see in this picture of someone receiving 5,000 sats, which is close to 5,000 naira, which is more than 5,000 naira in Nigeria now. Yes, so sats is the smallest unit of Bitcoin. Yeah, so I wrote an article concerning my experience as for receiving Bitcoin transaction through Blink, which you can read if you want. I'll paste the link to this article in the description, so go ahead to check it out. So Bitcoin is money. Yes, technically Bitcoin is money. So by having a wallet and the means to use the Bitcoin, actually you can actually express Bitcoin as money. So just like our regular fiat currency, Bitcoin can be spent, earned, and bought regardless of your geographical location. So, as a Nigerian, I was able to receive all this. Some from the people in the US, some from the people in Nigeria, also some from people in South Africa also. So I was able to receive all this and send all this also. So it's super fast when you're using a Lightning enabled wallet. So that brings me to Blink. So for those of you that don't know Blink, the link to actually downloading Blink would be on the description, so you can go and check it here. And for Bitrefill is a means of spending Bitcoin. So I use it to purchase data. I purchase Airtel, purchase MTN. I use it to recharge my GoTV, use it to recharge my prepaid or light electricity prepaid. I use it to recharge it also. And you can also buy gift card and buy things from Spa. Yeah, so Bitrefill actually is one of the best way to live with living in Bitcoin. Yeah, so for you to download this, I will leave the link to downloading this in the description below, so everyone can start using all this. So getting to the fun part, Bitcoin is easy. And thank you for sticking around, because after going through this presentation, you are left with two choices. You can join our regular meetup, and also so we can share what we learn about Bitcoin with you. So our meetup basically it is an online setting. There's also a physical meetup, but it will be posted in the online community. So I'll leave the link to joining our online community in the description below also. So you can enroll in our Bitcoin African Story online diploma and also be part of our meetup too. So the second choice is for you to join our online diploma, where we are giving free and a lot of more about that. So you can join our online Bitcoin diploma and learn about Bitcoin also. So let us move to more about our diploma. So about our diploma is that we are a live node at Me Premier Bitcoin, which is known as My First Bitcoin. So our education program is a part of their organization, and we are following their curriculum and participating in their community with the aim of educating everyone about Bitcoin. Yeah, so here is what you gain after completing our diploma. But before then, let us read about My First Bitcoin. So My First Bitcoin is built around a core concept that is independent, impartial, and community-led Bitcoin education for the purpose of changing the world with Bitcoin. And we are so happy for being part of their network. So here is what you gain after completing our course. Okay, let me go back. Sorry. You will receive a Bitcoin certificate that is recognized both locally and internationally. You will be able to contribute to your local community and the global Bitcoin network. You will learn how you can earn Bitcoin using your skills. Even without an initial skill, we can help you acquire a new one. You will gain exposure and opportunity to make a long-lasting connection with Bitcoiners locally or internationally. Yeah, so this is a thank you bonus for you that stayed to this moment. So for anyone interested to be a part of our course, the good news is that it is free for everyone, because Bitcoin has no sign-up fee on no monthly subscription. So it's totally free for you. And as part of Me Premier Bitcoin, we are fully open source and very open to teach everyone who is ready to know more about Bitcoin. So the link to register would actually be posted in the description above, so you can check the description to join our free Bitcoin class by joining our community, so you can get more updates. So when clicking the link, you will see a Google form where you can fill your details, and we can notify you whenever we begin the online education. So for more updates, reach out to us You can reach out to us on Twitter at story_Bitcoin, email at bitcoinafricanstory@gmail.com. So thank you for being part of this presentation. Have a great day ahead. If you're watching this at night, have a nice sleep. And remember, Bitcoin is free, so make sure you join our upcoming class so you can know more about Bitcoin. Thank you.